ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Helzephyr. As it reads, can be ridden as a flying mount, applies dark damage to players' attacks while mounted. Now this in particular build that I have on here is one that I was using to breed over into my Frostallion knock, basically for a damage build. So I have a couple of them, but not all of them are maxed out. This is one that I had maxed out because he had really good damage anyway. Went ahead and put stars into him, went ahead and put the souls into him. Now the real big disadvantage with this one is that he is at a 35 IV for his defense, so not that great. A little squishy, but if it's anything to say about that, even with that, he's still at 866 defense with the passive from Legend. So we're going to run this as is. Again, these aren't the passives that you really want for these types of builds. You can mix and match, but one of the main stakes when it comes to applied damage is Legend and to have also Vanguard. And you usually want to run like Swift or Burly Body or something to that degree, or if you want to throw in Stronghold Strategist as well, so you have more defense, then you can do that as well. Entirely up to you. But with Helzephyr, it can be bred up several different ways. It's kind of like most of the Dark Pals, as you can put Lucky on it to get more attack power out of it and have it as a jack of all trades. You can take and run it with Lord of the Underworld on it and have it doing all dark damage, and you're still going to get some pretty decent stuff out of it. 2000 attack power is nothing to scoff at, especially since we haven't even stacked him with Hooker Tees or anything. But what we're doing is we're talking about specifically the applied dark damage to players' attacks while mounted, which is its partner skill. So we're going to take and give him a Rush or Hot Dog if I have any more, and then we're going to give me a burger, which we do. We have also did a mind wipe once again. Usually whenever I'm doing these videos, I mind wipe and put most of my stuff into attack power, and if not all of it. This time I did up to 1,000 in health and then put 2 points into weight to get me up to 400 to be able to carry what I'm carrying currently. And as far as the actual attack power, everything else went into that. So we are going to be running an attack pendant as well, which brings us up to 460. And after we eat a burger, we're doing 552 attack power. Now defensive wise, we are a little bit low, but with that Rush or Hot Dog, we make it up to 1,000. Anytime that you have a pal that's in the 1,000 region with defense, then doing pretty good. And as we had stated with the IVs on this in particular one, it's only at 35 defense, so if you get that higher, it's going to be a lot better, clearly. So as always, we're going to test him against Blazamut first. Now as far as speed goes, he's not that fast, kind of slow, as you can see here. That's why I think actually running this with, if you had good defensive IVs, if you ran this one with maybe double speed perks, then it would be a lot better. I do have speed versions of this one that are 5-star, so we might actually bring them out as well just to see what we can get off of those. But they're full speed versions, as in Nimble, Legend, Swift, and Runner. But I figured that this would be a good starting point. So we got Blazamut, see what we can do with the AR. He didn't want to attack. Yeah, not bad with the AR if I didn't miss a lot of my shots. I was looking at the health bar while I was shooting. I'm like, why is this not going down? That was my fault. But holds true with the Blazamut challenge, as most of the pals that we've tested against him do. Hooty-hoo. So we're actually going to trade out this Helzephyr with one that I have that's a speed build with a bit more defense and health. So yeah, this one has 50 defense. Same with the 5-star. So we'll end up putting some souls into him and get that up a bit, and then feed him a Rush or Hot Dog and get him a little bit better. Health is at 4,710, not too bad. If I did not have these Capris, which you know who you are, you wanted this, it's gonna happen, but there's a lot of them that I gotta do. If I didn't have them lined up, then I could have done these guys much quicker and had them lined up for this. But I decided to use what I have, so. Alrighty, after the souls that we got into him, sitting at 6,126 health, not too shabby, and 900 defense. So even at a 50, that's not too bad. Oh, and we didn't have our other attack pendant on. That's my goof. I'll feed him a rush ore. Now we're sitting at 1080. So a bit better defense. Not the greatest, but better. And that we have a full speed build on this one is much faster. So that ought to help significantly with that being able to move around. All right, he did well against Blazamut. So let's go ahead and pit him against Frostallion. I am also running the trifecta, as I've deemed it, with the rocket launcher, AR, and the pump action shotgun, just to kind of mix and match, see what we can pull off, get a little bit closer for some damage if we knock her over, and then be able to switch back and forth between stuff, and then hit her at distance with the AR and the rocket launcher to stagger. We'll go ahead and put on our attack pendant, and we will throw another burger on myself. We will get this party started with a rocket launcher. Whoop. That was not good. I forgot I had a grapple hook on here, and that almost was bad. So yeah, there you go. Like I said, when it comes to these applied damage piles, there's really not too many ways that you can like go wrong in building them. Speed, that way you can avoid a lot of damage, especially if it's a slower pile. You could add extra damage on some of them if they already have really good speed and defense. You could add extra defense on them if they're lacking. So yeah, there's a lot of things that you can make work with the applied damage piles. Took a little bit longer and a bit of a finesse to get old Frostallion down, but we did it. No, not too much trouble there. Alrighty. We got Palerus and Necromus. We will be testing this, see how well we can dodge around here. Well, hello. Somebody wants to play. Mistakes were made, bird. So you want some too? Sorry for that rude Sorry for that rude interruption. Let's continue with the testing here. Necromus, for some reason, does not seem interested. Oh, now he's interested. No, you don't. And Palerus goes down. I am overweight. This isn't good. That's not good. Let's get this stuff off of me. Oh, Lordy. Things have gone awry. We're still good though. Able to recover gracefully. I'm overweight again, but not so much that I can't move entirely. Alrighty. Necromus goes down. That is, I don't know why that was there. Nonetheless, it is also something that you have to watch out for. All right, final conclusion. So is Helzephyr worth it? I'd say yes, for 2 or 3 reasons. We'll say 2 indefinite, 1 kind of meh. But 2 reasons definitely that you want to be able to have a Helzephyr. As far as maxing it out, I would say yes as well. But 2 of the reasons are, 1, it is how you end up with your Frostallion knock, because that bred with the Frostallion is what gives you your Frostallion knock. And Frostallion knock is a very powerful pal, and one that you can get super early too. Well, not super early, but it's an in-game pal that you can get pretty early after you do catch Frostallion. So I'd say like towards the beginning of your end game, I would say that that would be the earlier side of it, in my opinion, as far as your the earliness of it. Not early as in like level 2, I got me a Frostallion knock. No, not that. But yeah, that's one big reason, is the fact that you can breed your Frostallion knock that way, and Frostallion knocked is very versatile. So with that, the breeding purposes are almost a necessity, or are a necessity if you want to have decent Frostallion knocks. The other reason why I am saying that it is absolutely worth it is for the transporting ability. Now, when it comes to the plantations and the ranches, that's really where you'll see the Helzephyr shine more. And usually with those builds, you're looking for a speed build, because we've already done our testing and showed that the speed builds are going to be more efficient rather than having work speed stuff on it, because it's just kind of pointless at that point. When it comes to transporting, also, we know that the transporting stars only affects the amount that they pick up at a time. So with the ranches, they're picking up single items, so the speed will help with that. But when it comes to pulling off of the workstations, that's where you would want to 4-star them. But with Wampo being as beefy as he is at a transporting 5 after 4-star in him, he carries up to, I think, 40 as far as ore goes. So I'm not sure about what the weight is, but in stacks, he does pick up larger stacks. So him pulling off stuff is a little bit better when it comes to the workstations themselves. But all in all, I still use Helzephyrs. I have not built up a Wampo for those, because I have about, I think I made 5 Helzephyrs that are for transporting specifically, and they're at a transporting 4, so they're doing what the Wampo is base level. The third reason why I say that they're worth it is because the saddle's gotten about mid-game, and between the Van Worm, you getting at 21, the saddle, it's a good in-between, because you get its saddle at 33, and then you'll be getting your Ragnarok saddle at 37. So it's not a bad in-between pal, with that decent damage off of it as well, especially if you get decent IVs on them. You do have your beacon that you could get after that, but as we had discussed, it's kind of a glass cannon, and Dark being such a powerful damage type in general, you're going to be doing a bit more off the back of it than you would with beacon. Although beacon can elemental damage stack with electric and water, but if you're not trying to max out a beacon and have to deal with the simple fact that it is way less defense, then yeah, if you get a good Helzephyr going, then there's no trouble with that, using that fairly early game. And it's a bit faster than the Van Worm. Yeah, it's a little bit faster. That one does have legend on it, so there is a discrepancy about 15%, but all in all, a good pal to have. Like I said, mostly better for the transporting side of it, and for the simple fact of breeding into Frostallion knock, because Frostallion knock does the same thing with also an enhancement to dark damage. So that's really what you're gunning for, but having Helzephyr early is no problem at all. So if you guys enjoyed my content, drop a sub. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, and write down in the comments down below what your opinions are on Helzephyr. Other than that, keep your willy washed, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.